Hi, welcome back to Fire for Effect. We want to show you the difference with our new Stingray 3 cut versus the old Stingray 2. Let's show you how we've changed it to show you the next evolution in our cuts. Okay, so the first thing we want to show you, this is a finished Stingray 2. This is our current cut, and this slide's been done in Sniper Gray. The things that we like to point out on the Stingray 2, you've got the nose scallop, which draws the eye for most folks right off the bat. It's also a really great place to grab the slide if you're doing press check kind of things. But our scallop has, as you notice, a vertical cut here, leaving you a wedge piece shape here. You have your first set of serrations, 3 serrations, all with hard 90-degree cuts, giving you lots of purchase. The window here allowing your barrel to be visualized. You have lower serrations for folks that like to grab lower on the slide for their manipulations. And then we break into a shave back here to an angled line. We have our badging. On the flip side of this slide, it gets a little more complex. We still have the same front end, but we have to go around this ejection port here. And so what we've done is we faded it in. We had a slight radius here. We've got a distance here that narrows up as it comes along the bottom, and then it fell off this, fades off this angle. This corner here is an exceptionally difficult area to machine because as you bring a round cutter in to make that, you can't make a sharp edge with a round cutter, and we frequently end up with what we call a remnant, a little peak of metal right there. It's really difficult to get out of there. We took our badging, which used to say Fire for Effect Weapon Systems, to just Fire for Effect. Made that a little more abbreviated, a little less in your face kind of thing. Well, now we bring in the Stingray 3. The Stingray 3, we've refined it a little bit more in that we've taken the scallop, we've extended it back farther, making this distance shorter. We've also angled back the trailing edge on it so that it matches the serrations and has a more uniform blend. This area hasn't changed much, except that instead of having the hard 90s on these serrations, we've added a chamfer to them, and it actually gives them a nicer feel. We've also added a chamfer to this window here, giving it a more finished, more polished look, not just a straight through cut like most folks will do. We had one customer call in after running the gun quite a bit. He had noticed that the wall here on the Stingray 2 was pretty thin, and his slide latch had beaten this up bad enough that he was having trouble with the slide latch not locking the slide back. So we wanted to eliminate that problem, so now our shave goes around the slide latch area, leaving the original parent material in place, and that preserves that thick area for your slide latch to engage. Again, something most of our competitors don't really work with. We're now bringing the shave all the way back to the rear serrations area, and we're not doing the angled cut, making it look more of a natural OEM blend. And we're taking our badging, we reduced the size just a little bit, again, to be a little less in your face with it. On the other side, we've taken same moves up front, taking the scallop back at the angle, chamfers on the serrations and the window. We're now taking our cut and we're staying 50 thousandths off that edge all the way around. Nice uniform cut. Along with that, we are chamfering that edge. We're now bringing it back around the extractor and taking it up straight to the top, again blending into these rear OEM serrations. We took our badging from here, made it vertical, and moved it along the back here. We're getting some mixed reviews on this. Some folks still want it horizontal, not vertical. Again, and then it goes right through the dovetail, and it happens on both sides. And that's basically all there is to the top of the Stingray 2. With the Stingray 3, we've now added a different blank. We're using a different blank system which incorporates our new bosses that give you a better lockup on the RMR. We've also, to help increase the lockup on the RMR, the side chamfers come in, they fade out right before the RMR, they come over, they fade back in, and then we're taking the chamfer across the nose, back down the other side, again fading out, back in, and then across the back. So now we're incorporating a 360 chamfer to the slide. The window up front, we've changed the geometry in the rear as well as the front, and we're now chamfering this using a different technique which gives us a little bit more obvious chamfer. This gives us a better visualization on the barrel for that custom barrel you're going to be throwing in there that you want to show off. And that's the differences between the Stingray 2 and the Stingray 3.